Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. First, we worship Supreme Buddha, and now we're going to worship our teacher, Kiribati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear Dhamma friends, in this world, there's a one person born whose birth is for welfare for many people, and such a person is called Supreme Buddha. When he attained enlightenment, when he began to preach the Dhamma, when the devotees follow the good path, so the beings can liberate themselves, arise in this world. Such a path, what Supreme Buddha explains, he explained that he only can guide, that this is the path and it leads in this way. He cannot take someone to that point. Okay, come to me, go refuge, and I will give you this stage of enlightenment. I will make you Sotapanna, Sakatagami, Anagami, or enlightened. Not like that. Supreme Buddha explains that I am the teacher. I can teach you. I can show you the path. You have to prepare yourself. You have to study hard. And then, how you study, according to that, your result will be. So that is the teaching Supreme Buddha gave. So this teaching, Supreme Buddha taught with the three different ways. One is called Adesana Pratihari. Second is called Anusasana Pratihari. And third one is called Irdi Pratihari. So it means that Supreme Buddha see the another person's mind and teaches Dhamma according to that person completely. Second one is the Supreme Buddha explains that this Dhamma is for good, this Dhamma is bad. He advised them, okay, you can choose it from here and you can walk. Last one, Supreme Buddha shows the psychic power. So that another person gets attracted toward him and he understands that those all things what the Supreme Buddha is teaching. So these three ways of teaching is there, Supreme Buddha's. For that, the entire Dhamma what the Supreme Buddha has taught, it's divided into two different faculties. One is called the right path, and one is called the wrong path. You can decide which path you have to walk because you have complete liberation. You have the choice to choose it from there. Some of the time, it's what the Supreme Buddha explains, that when he explains what is a good and bad, on that time he explains, if the person does good thing, the good result will be there. When the person does something wrong, bad thing, then the bad result will be there. So, as a Buddhist, when we begin to follow the path, it is up to us which path to choose. If we choose a good path, the result will be good for whom? It will for us. If we choose the wrong path, the following of that, what will happen? We will be wrong by that. We will suffer because of it. So it is up to us what to choose. Thing is that Supreme Buddha, when he teaches, and when the disciple follows, he sees the clarity in the path. And by that, he develops the more and more confidence on the Buddha. That choice to choose only and only you can find in Buddhism. Only and you can find in your day-to-day practice. Like that, we choose to follow this particular object, this particular path. Some of the time, we are unable to follow that. No one is there to scold us. No one is there to dictate our life. No one is there to ask you, okay, you have done something wrong. Pay this much of fine and do it. Your sin will be washed. Nothing like that. This path explains it's up to you what to choose, what to do, what to follow. That is the entire Dhamma is taught by Supreme Buddha from the beginning up to his passing away. So, Supreme Buddha always show the path. What? That this certain person, when he comes to the Supreme Buddha teach this person Dhamma. And what does Supreme Buddha teach? Okay, this is called right view. This is called precepts. This is called the practice of Dhamma. Then Supreme Buddha explains that person. When the person do these things, the benefit will be there in this way. When the Supreme Buddha teach that person, this is the wrong view. These are the precepts what the wrong views help to develop. Some of certain, and we call the Sila Bata Paramas in one way. Such a precepts are there, self-made one. Then Supreme Buddha teaches that this is the path which leads to wrong view or misery. So result will be there. And when the person hears that this good Dhamma is in me, this bad Dhamma is also in me, because there is no person who can say that I am entirely pure to follow. Nothing. No one is there. We always have some faults. So when the Supreme Buddha teaches that this one is a good thing, this one is Dhamma, so the person what he does, who's listening, he try to find in himself that is this Dhamma is exist in me or not. When the Supreme Buddha teaches that this Dhamma is the wrong thing, this is the wrong way, then also the disciple see himself in him that is these things exist in me. Because if we don't see inside that what is good or bad, how we can try to eradicate it? Like when the person doesn't know the Dhamma, whatever good happens, he prays God. Whatever wrong or bad thing happens, if the person doesn't know what is the cause of that, what he does? He blames on someone else. Supreme Buddha gives the choice, and this happens because of these certain things. So if you do the wrong thing, then you have to follow. So disciple sees in himself that what the Buddha is explaining, that this thing is called, which is causing me these problems, I should get rid of it. Like when Supreme Buddha explained, like today we are very fond of this life. We are very holding, we beloved of a life. Not this life, but the idea of existence in this world for continuance of the time, that thing we have. And in such a time of period, Supreme Buddha arises and he says that lingering in this world will only and only cause you pain, sorrow, and suffering. Because countless time you have to born in this world, countless time you have to see passing away of your mother, passing away of your father. You have to see to get departed from your mother, father, brothers, sisters, and everyone. And whenever is someone departed from us, do we feel happy or do we feel sad? Such a sadness will always follow. That thing Supreme explains. And then this person who is the person who's holding the view that I want to exist in this world, such a person sees, no, there are danger to travel in this world, great dangers to be existence. So what he does, he listens to Supreme Buddha and he tried to get rid of this existence. And then Supreme Buddha teaches that person, you exist because of there is a raga, there is a dosha, desha, and there is a moha is there. Desire, hatred, and delusion. It is there. And because of that, because of this thing, your existence is continuous. So for the person who is wise enough to understand this is the raga, this is the dvesha, this is the moha, they can get rid of it immediately. But the people like us, like me, who wants to understand or who takes more time to understand, for them, we need a more elaboration from Supreme Buddha. So the Supreme Buddha teach us also the same thing. He teaches what is the desire, what is the hatred, what is the delusion, and how this desire arises, how this hatred arises, how this delusion is made. If you follow the half of the path, what will be the result of that? Heavenly world or hell? So those results Supreme Buddha explains too. So the understanding that will take us on the path. So today the sutta what we're going to follow, it is opposite of Mahamangala Sutta. You know the blessings for the human beings. So the one time, the Supreme Buddha explains to this heavenly being that there are the blessings for the humans. 38 blessings he explains. What is in that blessings? That this is a good path. These are the good things that if you follow, if you practice, you will have the benefits of it. It will take you to the heavenly world. It will take you to the path of enlightenment. It will make you wise. That in that 38 Mangal, Supreme Buddha explains that. So the opposite of that, there should be something wrong that you should understand that this is the wrong thing. You know, like some people learns by their mistakes. So what mistakes we are doing, if we are aware of that, what happens? We can avoid that. So the beneficial part, the highest blessing, Supreme Buddha explained, if someone acquire or practice those things, the benefit will be there. But what about the wrong things, what we are doing in continuously? For that purpose, Supreme Buddha explained this sutta. So the heavenly beings, when they gather together in previous day, and when they asked to the Supreme Buddha that one day, what are the highest blessings for people? So Supreme Buddha explains. And when they listened that, they went to where they were, and they gathered together. And again they thought, let find us that Supreme Buddha has taught us that this is the highest blessing for us. But what is the decline for the people? What we can say, the downfall of us? how we can see that in our life, what cause are there? For happiness, this 38 paths is open. But for downfall, for suffering for us, what are those? So they gather again, they come back the next day and they ask the same thing. So Sutta begin in this way, Evam me sutam. Thus I have heard, Ekam samayang bhagava savathyang viharati chetavanyanath pindika sarame. Supreme Buddha, the Blessed One, on one occasion he was dwelling in Savatthi in Jeta's grove at Anathapindika's park. Patako anyatara devata abhikantaya rattiya abhikantavanna kevala kappam jetavana goba setva yena bhagavan tedvasankam. Then, when the night had advanced, a certain deity of stunning beauty, having illuminated the entire Jeta's grove, approached the Blessed One. Upasankamitva bhagavantang abhivaditva ekamantang atthasi. Paid homage to him and stood one side. Ekamantang hitakusa devata bhagavantang etatu. Bhagavantang gathaya achabasi. And addressed the Blessed One in these verses. So he's asked, Parābhavantang purisam mayang puchchama gotamam bhagavantang puttamagam king parābhavatumukam. We ask Gautama a question about a person in a downfall. We have come to ask the Blessed One, what is the cause for downfall? So, this deity, when they come to the Supreme Buddha, they ask that what is the cause for our downfall? How the person loses status where they are. Like that if we are in a certain good position in the society, what happens? What causes to change that status? If the person, certain person is on the path of heavenly world, so what will cause, what kind of act will cause him to fall from that path? That things is explained in this. We try to learn a little bit different way. So one by one word by word, we will try to understand it. Suvijano bhavang hoti. Supreme Buddha answers, one who succeeds is easily known. Suvijano parābhavo. One who falls down, it is easily known. So, Suvijano is well known in this word. Suvijano means well known. It can be seen in the word. It can be shown. Means that person, if it is someone is educated. Okay, so can we identify that person without telling that he is educated or not? Yes. How? Because of his speaking, because of his behavior. No? So in that way we can understand this person is trained or this person is educated. Such a thing. Same thing goes for whose person is not educated, does not know the etiquettes. We can see that. Immediately we can identify such a person. By what? By their actions. So the Supreme Buddha explained, Suvijano bhavam hoti. We can easily identify who is succeeding, who gains, who wins this world. Easily can be found. Like if someone began to develop his business or someone is doing something good thing, slowly his good name is spread in this world. And that person is well known in society. Like Supreme Buddha taught us, that who practice the dana, the kirti, his good name is spread everywhere. Same thing Supreme Buddha explained. That person who is succeeding in their life, those person we can see in the society. Like some of the time, if the person is practicing, we see, oh, he was something like this, and now he has gained a beautiful car. He's definitely doing some good business. He's definitely gaining more and more things in his life. We can see visibly. Then Supreme Buddha says, one who fall down is easily known. So in our society also, who has lost the status, those person we can identify because the blame, that good bad name is reached to us. Or this person has done something wrong. This person is in with this kind of mindset. That so before this person, we understand that. Or we can see because of this certain action, his business has been failed completely. So that thing is also visible. But Supreme Buddha uses these two words, that Suvijano, Bhavanghoti, Suvijano, Parābhavo. It's not because of his the worldly status, not because of these worldly things. Supreme Buddha explains that because he explains that Dhamma Kamu Bhavanghoti. One who loves the Dhamma is successful. Dhamma Desi Parābhavo. One who detests the Dhamma falls down. So, the person that we see who's increasing or development or success by their actions, Supreme Buddha explained, is the Dhamma is the thing. If the person loves Dhamma, Dhamma Kama means the behavior, the actions, such a thing, the person knows that person is successful. So what is the Dhamma that Supreme Buddha explained? Dhamma Kama. Supreme Buddha explained, in the Dhamma, there is 10 kusal things. 10 kusala, the good things to practice. What are those? So the abstaining from killing beings, means kaya, vacha and man is there. So the abstaining from killing beings, abstaining from stealing, abstaining from sexual misconduct, abstaining from telling lies, abstaining from harsh words, abstaining from divisive words, abstaining from ideal chatter, abstaining from the covetousness, and then right. Those things are called the good dhamma, good karma, or the good path. The 10 kusala, dasa kusala. This thing, that. So person who loves these 10 things, that person you can call Dhamma Kamu. Who likes this Dhamma, that person you can call Dhamma Kamu. So the Supreme Buddha has taught the Dhamma entirely. And what is the summary of that? That this Dasa Kusala is taking us toward enlightenment. One day, he simply thinks that how everything is come together in a small way. One day, one of the disciple comes to the Supreme Buddha, the Bhikkhu, and he said, Bhante, these 227 precepts are very difficult for me to follow. These are very hard for me to follow. Remembering those things are also very difficult, and following it is a little bit difficult too. So he said, Bhante, it is very hard for me to do. Can you reduce this precept for me? So Supreme Buddha asked him, okay, can you follow the 3 precepts? In 227 to 3, compared to that, 3 is nothing. So he said, yes, I can follow this thing. So the Supreme Buddha explained, okay, protect your body, protect your mind, protect your words. So restrain yourself from doing something wrong, restrain yourself from saying something wrong, and restrain your mind. These 3 precepts can you follow? And he said, yes, Nanta, I can. So in summary of that, all the precepts for the monks has been made. What is the purpose of that? To restrain this body, the words, and mind. Same goes for the disciple or the upasak and upasikas also. 5 precepts, what it does? They stop them from physical and verbally misconduct. You know? So that thing is, and then Supreme Buddha explained, when the person is practicing 5 precepts, automatically his mind is also getting control. So the loving kindness and other meditations are there to protect the mind, to restrain this body, restrain the voice, restrain the mind. That is. So this is called, when the person really understands that I have to protect these things to develop, that called Dhammaka, who loves the Dhamma. So what happened? If someone loves the Dhamma, such a person increases on the path. One by one, he takes the steps toward what he loves, and he succeeds in this Dhamma. Like what you like to do, what you love to do, you put yourself into that. Throw yourself into that. You know, some of the time, some of the day, they are tasks very bored to us. It's very hard to do. Then, for that simple thing, we take a longer time to do it. And the thought, any particular thing is there that you love a lot. Then it does not take much time to you. Like some of the time when you are reading books and it suits you, what happened? You can read that very fast and you can finish it. If the book is bored, then you read for a couple of times and then you neglect it. Same thing goes with Dhamma. If you like the Dhamma, if you like to delight in that, then you follow that path. When you follow the path, what is the result of it? The result to escape from the suffering, to attain the enlightenment. That success is there. The Supreme Buddha explained that one who loves the Dhamma is successful. Successful in what way? In a both way. In the worldly matter and in the enlightenment way also. Worldly way is that the person is following the Dhamma. What he does? He does not cause difficulty for himself, does not cause difficulty to others. So he is living the blameless act. He is earning the money with the righteous way, not by harming anyone else. He is protecting his whole family and everyone. So the good name of, because of Dhamma, is there. And the success of his worldly life is also there. But if the person does not have such a thing, Dhammadosi, the person hates to practice the Dhamma. If the person delights in wrongful act or misconduct, that person also falls in that way. You can see in this world in which direction that we are cheating. The qualities of the human life, the pleasure may be increasing, but the quality of life, it is decreasing to us. How we can say that it is increasing? Earlier time, that there was a respect toward teachers. When you go to the school, you show reverence toward them. Can you see such a thing in today's life? It's very hard to see. Very few students pay respect to their teacher. That we have developed tendency that we are paying them, so they are kind of our servant. We don't go to get the knowledge. We go there for just because society has built. Earlier time, it was entirely different. Teacher was the someone that people place faith in them. If they say this is light or this is the day, even at night, this disciple will say, yes, this is day, because teacher is saying. Such a kind of reverence was there. But what happened? That they forgot to do that. And now we have followed into this. That's why I say, who details the Dhamma falls down. Showing reverence we forgot. And then Entire society has fallen down that. The causes he asked for downfall, it is one of them. To hate the Dhamma, or hate the person who is built with the Dhamma. See, in the Supreme Buddha's time, there was a king, Bimbisara, and he had a son. His name was Ajatasattu. So what happened? When his father become to Dhamma, and his son got influenced by Devratta, what happened? He changed the path of his life. When the Supreme Buddha taught him Dhamma, he was unable to understand that. When the Samanyapal Sutra was explained, and when the Ajatasattu just said, only it is delighted Bhante, it is beautiful Bhante, but he did not realize that he went refuge to Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, but did not realize. After his departure from there, what the Supreme Buddha explained to the bhikkhus, they explained, Supreme Buddha said to the bhikkhus, that because if he did not have done this wrong thing to killing his father and mother, in this very set, he will be Sotapana stream enterer. You know, that thing is significant. But because of some outer word, outer thought, the sensual things he wanted, he chose that path, and that becomes the falling down of him. That is the downfall for him. Did not realize the Dhamma. What happened next? His son also come to the king. He says that my father has killed his father to become a king. I will do the same thing. Where it starts and it follows. When it went continuous, his son also tried to kill his father. And then whole people gather together and they say, this way the kingdom cannot be survived. And they removed him completely. So what caused the downfall of that kingdom? Downfall was that he disliked the Dhamma for the sensual pleasures. He says that I want this kingdom, not the Dhamma. So reverence for the father. That forgets. Began with a small thing and it went to that. So causes of that, when someone dislikes the Dhamma, he chooses that path to do, and that becomes cause for downfall. Same goes for Magandhi also. A simple word Supreme Buddha explains that this entire body is filled with impure things. I do not want to touch it. But the person with the wrong mind, what happens? Says, I am a beautiful one. I will take revenge for it. But her father and mother, they like the Dhamma and they become the stream enterer. Now where they are, they may be the Brahma. They may be already attained the enlightenment. We don't know. But success, they have succeeded in their life by understanding the path. But for Magandhi, what happened? She saw that Supreme Buddha said, did not understand the meaning, and she took revenge. In what way? First, she married the king and tried to persuade, go against Buddha. If that does not happen, then the disciples of the Buddha, she tried to harass them. You know, Samavati, the entire 500 devotees, dasis were there, all were burned just because of disliking the Dhamma, disliking the truth. That thing causes a downfall for her. Where she is now, rotting in hell, suffering. That is the downfall. So Supreme Buddha explained, Sabijanu bhavam bhuti. Who succeed is easily known. Savijano Parābhavasutta. Who falls down is easily known. We can see in this world both people. Supreme Buddha explained, Dhamma kamo bhavam bhuti. Who delighted in Dhamma, who loves the Dhamma, who like the Dhamma, such a person wins this. Such a person becomes successful in worldly way and successful in the path of Dhamma also, in the enlightened path also. Then Dhamma Desi Parābhavasutta, who dislikes the Dhamma, he falls down. For the monks also it happens same time. Who delight in Dhamma, who understands the Dhamma, that for that person, for this monk, it is easy, it is comfortable to keep the monkhood. But if he goes against the Dhamma, if you dislike the Dhamma, what happens? Cannot stay in there. You know? This Sangha is something like the ocean. When the ocean is a single, only one taste is there. If as the ocean does not keep the dead thing, it throws out. Same way, the monk does not like the Dhamma, then he is dead in that. That the monk is also thrown outside. Same goes for the Upasaka and Upasikas also. That thing, Supreme Buddha explained, if someone is going thrown away from the ocean, it is very bad for the person. That thing Supreme Buddha explained. Dhamma kamo bhavam bhuti. Dhamma desi parābhavasutta. So, after listening Supreme Buddha's this answer, this heavenly being says, Iti etam vijanam pathamoso parābhavo. Thus we understand this. That is the first cause of downfall. Loving the Dhamma is for success. Hating the Dhamma is it cause for downfall. You understand this downfall. Dutiyam bhagavābhuhi king parābhavato mukham bante. Now we are asking the second one. Can you tell the cause of downfall? Mukham means the beginning point. Mukham means the face. So begin from this certain point. So downfall begins with these actions. Remember that. Okay? That it does not happen automatically. It does not come, okay, this is there and he fall down. No. For that, it's begin from that part. Like when someone dislikes the Dhamma, disliking the Dhamma is the beginning point to fall down and downfall on him or her. Disliking that, it doesn't mean that you hate these things and you automatically fall. No. When you dislike the Dhamma, you does not follow. If you like the Dhamma, you follow. So the liking it and disliking it, that is the beginning point. That is the first thing happens. You know, that thing. So the first reason this heavenly being said that iti etam vijanam pathamoso parābhavasutta. We understand the first thing. Bante dutiyam bhagavā bruhi king parābhavato. Bante teaches what is the second cause for downfall. Supreme Buddha explained, Asantassa piya hoti sante na kurute piyam asatang dhamma rocheti tang parābhavato mukham. The bad are dear to him. He does not treat the good as a deer. He approves of the teaching of the bad, and that is a cause of downfall. What the Supreme Buddha is teaching from here in this sentence, he says, that bad people becomes dear to him. Like when you see that other people are enjoying in the way, certain way, and nothing is stopping them, that we learn from Dhamma. If you do this, things like certain things, and it will give you the wrong bad result of it. But you see in this world that there is no one is suffering in that way immediately. So what you do? Okay, being associated with that person will be helpful. So you like to go with the wrong friends. You associate the bad people and does not treat the good as a dear. So if someone is practicing and does not see, like the simple example, if you want to give, in the Dhamma there was a Kokalika, yes, beloved of Devdatta, So what happened to him? Supreme Buddha was started to say, explain that Kokalika, do not develop anger, do not develop hatred towards Sariputta and Mukhalaya. Okay? But he was dear to the bad people, drawn toward them. Devdatta, he was against of the Buddha. Then, if the Devdatta can be against of Buddha and nothing is happening to him, what will happen if I go against of the Sariputta and Mukhalaya? So, he disliked them too. Does not treat good. And what happened? He approves everything what the Devdatta said. Okay, Buddha should go away. Yes, he should go away. Dhamma is not something like this you can realize. Yes, cannot realize. So he approved the bad teaching of Devdatta. Then what happened? By following the same thing, continuous of that, it caused him a severe pain. He vomited the blood. And when he died, he went directly to hell. Side by the such a thing. Bad people, when you make dear to yourself, when you stayed with them, what happens? Automatically you approve. Like when you are going to other parties and everyone, enjoying is okay. Now you are all as grown up into that certain point that there is no significance of parties or anything else. But for younger people, that is there. So what happens? If there is everything is provided, this person delights in that. So all the wrong things, what he does, he embraced from this all the bad things, embraced from that environment. And what happens? The addictions, the alcoholism is there, everything that causes him to fall from the state where he was. The goodness in him or her, they lose it from that. Such a big support. So, when you approve the bad teaching, when you approve someone, like if someone is saying to you that, oh, there are certain Supreme Buddha say something like that, it cannot be happen. It cannot happen. That is a fictional one, or that is a made one, something. And then you say, okay, yes, I also approve that. Supreme Buddha does not have that. Then what will happen? Then you will raise the question of his teaching also in a way. And he says, if this kind of mistake is done by Supreme Buddha, then definitely there is something problems in the Dhamma. And as soon as you approve the bad teaching, immediately the fall of the Dhamma begins from there. Devdatta did the same thing. After that also happened the same thing. See, the entire Dhamma has divided into two groups called Mahayana and Stavirvada, Hinayana. Do you know that? What is the reason for that? Just to approve the bad thing. And approving the bad things are the majority. So they said, okay, We are the bigger people. They departed. What happened to them? Slowly, slowly, downfall of Dhamma happens. Decline in people's life. Vanish. Embrace that all the things. Last time I visited Nepal, and I see the 90% of Hinduism is mixed in that. Hindu people worship the Buddha better than us. Better than us. Think like that. How? Because they gather together. They do all the Hindu rituals. They worship Supreme Buddha. They say this is the whole soul authority. Supreme Buddha is whole soul authority. He is the only one who attained that. All the gods is below him. They understand that. But they do not want to accept that I want to escape from the samsara. They say that everything can be provided by the gods. So worship them. So that thing, that decline of practicing of Dhamma, that we are unable to see the visibility in the Dhamma of here because of the practices is lost. Last time, one of the sutta I was preaching, Saddhamma Patidipaka Sutta. What the Mahakashyapa Bhante asked Supreme Buddha? Bhante, in earlier time, there was very few precepts, but there were a lot of people who attained enlightenment. And now, there are a lot of precepts, but very few people to attain the enlightenment. What is the cause and reason for that? And what the Supreme Buddha explains? When someone, the copy of Dhamma arise in this world, the cheaper copy of that, then the original hides out. That happens. When you approve the bad thing, when you give the title to those wrong things or bad text or the copy of that thing, if someone tomorrow tell you, oh, this word also of Supreme Buddha, the copy of his idea is selling to you, and it is word of Supreme Buddha, and we mix those things in the Dhamma, then the path of following will be stopped down. That thing. So the downfall, the mukha means the beginning point, or the arambha bindu is that you approve the bad teaching. And that bad teaching is approved because you dislike the good people and like bad people. Bad people are dear to him or dear to him. He does not treat the good people as a dear. Because this one point is begin there, and what happened? Dhamma. He decided that Dhamma teaching is, he approved the teaching of bad things. So when you talk about Dhamma, always remember that am I speaking about this Dhamma because of influence of someone else? When I am approving or disapproving the Dhamma facts, anyone's influence is there or not? Be mindful of that. Because mukha is something like, the Ganges river starts from the Gangotri. It's not like a kilometer wide or something. They start from very small stream. And when it goes to the Kolkata, like 7 to 8 kilometers of this water is sprayed everywhere. That much huge this river becomes. But beginning is very small things. That beginning is called mukha. The beginning point is very small. Something like this small also causes this much. So downfall is something like that. So remember these two things. First one is that Dhamma kamo bhavam hoti, Dhamma desi parābhavo, who loves the Dhamma becomes successful, or like Dhamma becomes successful in the Dhamma world and the worldly world, and who disdains the Dhamma cause that becomes downfall for him, or who hates Dhamma. That second one is association, the wrong people. He says, okay, I am good with that. These bad people is also very dear to me, and the good people he does not like. That thing, and disapproving the Dhamma, approving the bad Dhamma. approving that this, yes, this is the thing. The bad thing is also called as Dhamma. These two things, remember, those are the beginning point. So I think today's, I will explain this much today, and then we will go further in that. Supreme Buddha, and he says, Iti hetan vijanam dutiyoso parābhavo. This heavenly being says, Bhante, I understand the second thing, second cause of downfall. Tell us the third, Blessed One, what is the cause for downfall? For the next week, we're going to learn the rest of the. There are 12 downfalls. There are 38 blessings for us, and there are 12 which begins the 12 downfall. It means the beginning point to someone's beginning point to fall down from the Dhamma path. There are 12 Dhamma paths. Today we learn 2. Rest of 10 we will learn next week. I will teach you the beautiful, some of the stories. Some of this really, really practical in here. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.